Hey guys, hello everyone. My name is Hemant. So welcome to my Python automation series. Okay. So in this first video, I will explain you what is Python scripting. Okay, and why it is perfect for automation and which libraries you should know to automate the real world tasks like file, web, Excel, API automations. Okay. So what is actually Python scripting? First, we have to get the understanding. Okay, so Python scripting simply means writing a Python code to automate the repetitive task. We will discuss in our next videos that what repetitive task we are automating, okay, in our upcoming videos. Okay. So instead of doing manual work like renaming file, downloading data or extraction, data extractions, okay. So Python does it for us. We're just writing a single script, no need to manually putting our efforts to do the same stuff which we can automate it and get the data in minutes instead of hours, okay, in short line. So Python scripting is widely used in many domains, okay. For example, file and folder management, okay, API automation, Excel automation, testing and browser automation. As from the names you can get the idea like how in file and folder management we are using Python scripting, okay, basically. So for example, there are the chunk of data or different files, and files are present within a folder, okay, and you have to segregate file based on extension and some identical figure. So you are performing an log analysis, okay. So you can create a Python script that basically segregate those files from a folder and put it into another location, so you can easily go through that information, okay. API automation. In API automation, you can do like things like that. You are extracting data from an API, or you are validating some data from an API. Okay. And after getting that data from an API, you can also perform some Excel automation, and you can share that data within your team. Okay. So in API automations, you can use many sites. Okay, for that. It is or your internal site or it is an external site. Internal site means you are creating a your own website, okay, and you have creating your own APIs. You want to validate them, or you are using the external API. For example, Jira, Fire example, okay. So in regards to the Excel automation, you are doing automating some data. For example, you are collecting data and sending it over a mail. Okay, but which type of data? Which is your can be your personal data or your organizational data according to your project purpose. Okay, and then it's confirmed testing and browser automation. So in testing and browser automation, you can say it like that. For testing, you are using some Python framework for testing. We will deep dive into later, okay. And we will take example of the browser automation, okay. What is basically browser automation? For example, there is a website, okay, and you have to test some login scenario based on your website, like you are validating your uh, login page, okay. Basically it has username and password, and you have to test the various password setting which you have done in your code, like first letter will be capital U, this, okay. So you can create a Python script based on Selenium that will automatically open your browser and log into your site, and automatically writing down all the details like username and password, and you can validate that result through your Python script to save your time for writing all the things, okay. You can create the test cases, okay. So that's is the some widely used cases of the Python scripting, okay. So now let's move to uh, how we can do Python scripting, okay. Like how? So basically now, to create a Python script, you are using some Python libraries, okay. Some Python libraries, some Python libraries example I have given below, okay. And how to install this Python library? You are just using command like these in your Windows, like pip install and that library name basically. It can be your PyAuto GUI, okay, PyWin32 pip install pandas. So basically, you have to put there over there, okay. So let's discuss some Python libraries, okay. So there is no first thing that you need to remember that for creating a Python script, now you should know the Python libraries available over there, okay. So you can get to know that which Python library you have to pick to create a Python script, okay. If you don't know the Python libraries available over there or and many others. So how you will able to create the Python script based on your functionality and your requirements. Okay. So let's discuss. So some basic libraries over there is PyAutoGui. For example, you are there is a tool, and in a tool you have to performing some set of operations. But to operate that tool, you use your mouse or keyboard. Okay. As you know, we are automating this stuff, so we can't manually press the keys of your keyboard and hover over your mouse. Okay, so we just create a Python script that will do that. Okay, writing text on your tool. Okay, and moving your mouse here and there by giving the uh, XY axis coordinates. Okay, and so this is example of using PyAuto GUI for using your mouse and keyboard functionalities. Okay, for Selenium, I have already given the example of the browser automation. Okay, so what is this request? Okay, so request module provides basic some HTTP methods. Okay, and that HTTP methods you can use in your API automation. Okay, whether it is get, post, put method. Okay, so you use this module basically for API automation. Okay, and for beautiful soap, you perform web scraping. So what is web scraping? For example, there is a web page that has chunk of data, but you have to collect some specific data from that web page. Okay, so you are using web scraping. Okay, and for using web scraping, you use beautiful soap library. Okay, to perform the web scraping, and web scraping can performed on your HTML tags. Okay, or XML. So you can automate these stuff like clicking some unique identification in your browser. For example, there is a tag h1 h2 h3, and you have to get only values of your h6. I'm just giving example. Okay, so you can get easier identification. Okay, and now moving towards the OpenPy Excel or Pandas. So these two are most generally used. Okay, this can be used in your Excel automation. Okay, with respect to API automation, you are getting, for example, let's remove it. I will give you example of using these three libraries. Okay, this one, this one, this one. Okay, so there is an API, okay, which have data in form of JSON. Okay, so you are collecting that data from API. Okay, and you are storing that data in an Excel. Okay, Excel. Okay, and then you are sending that Excel through email. Okay, so for that you are using request. Okay, and for Excel automation you are using pandas, and for sending email you are using SMTP. A simple example, and that API data can be like a database of your company employees. Okay, and you are collecting some list of employees and storing into over an Excel. Okay, and then sending that merit employees mail as an appreciation to your organization through SMTP. Okay, so this is a basic example. Okay, so I guess you have the idea about that. What is Python scripting and how to create a Python script and what you should know before creating a Python script. Okay, so let's have a simple example. Okay, for Python scripting. Let's first discuss about the use case. Okay, so uh, wait, so we will go over there. Okay, so as you can see, there is a program, Python program named basic intro. Okay, and there is a test folder. Okay, so in test folder, you can see now there are different types of files present over there. Okay, these are having different extension like .txt, .xlsx, .txt, pptx. Okay, PowerPoint, document, Excel. Okay, so for example, I have to segregate txt file and need to move to a another folder. Okay, for like I am want to do some log analysis, and I know that that log is present only on the txt file. So just I want to pick only txt file and move into another folder. Okay, so I will do that. You will like sort it and manually select these and these. Okay, then create a folder and move it over there. But if there are about 1,000 files, will you do it one by one? So it will, you can do it, but it became hectic and it's take your lot of time. Okay, let's go through a simple Python script which I have already created over there. So don't focus on directly on the code. I just give you an overview how it's work and how it is automating these stuff. Okay, so first of all, we are giving a folder path that name is test folder, which consists in these files. Okay, so we are creating a text file folder for our these .txt files. Okay, if it's already present, then it's okay. If not, then we are creating a new folder. Okay, mkdir is used to create a new folder. Okay, so first of all, we are listing all the files present in the test folder over there. Okay, okay, so now here's come the logic that I need only files based on .txt. Okay, so only .txt will be targeted inside our test folder. Okay, and then these .txt file is moved to our uh, given folder name text files. Okay, let's run this code. Boom. As you can see, it first scan for the files and text file folder is not created, so it is created as logic is already there. Okay, mkdir. So the code says there are three files based on .txt extension, and then it's moved. Okay, so how easy it is to get the things done in a second. Okay, so there is a very less number of files present there, but if I have already given example, if there are thousands of files, so how much it can be helpful. Okay, not only moving files. Okay, you can do things like that also. For example, this test folder, this test folder having different files. Okay, and whether it is .txt, okay, xlsx, okay, pptx. Also na, in that txt file I can add logic like I have to search a string. Okay, string targeting error keyword, and next to that error keyword we are having the root cause of the error, but whether it is a uh, functionality failure, okay, resource failure, okay, type of failure. Okay, so you can also add these logic also. Okay, so it is not basically of moving file, and you can do various things. Okay, so it's an just an example. Okay, so I guess I have done with the basics overview of this Python scripting which I have to tell you. So in our upcoming videos now we will take a good examples of Python scripts which we will using. Okay, in our real life or in our office. Okay, so you can create those Python script in using your projects and save your time and your team time also. Okay, so let's meet in our next video. Thank you.